It's the dictionary. Dictionary. It's the dictionary. Dictionary. It's the dictionary. Dictionary. It's the dictionary. It's the dictionary.
Hello, word nerds. How are you doing today? I didn't notice you there. Welcome to the podcast called The Dictionary. It's an audio podcast. It's also a video podcast. And this is episode F125. We're about halfway done with the Fs because I think there's going to be around 250. Let's check my little notes here. Yeah, 255. Almost exactly halfway. My name is Spencer. Did I say that? I don't think I did. I'm a little tired. Stayed up a little late last night because the Oscars were on. The Oscars. Oh, you know, it's a yearly tradition in my life, through my whole life, to watch the Oscars. As I've gotten older, I have mixed feelings about award shows in general, but, they're still fun. And, I'm always reminded about the art and the politics of not the politics in the movie business, but telling stories of maybe political things or statements of some kind that I think are important to say. And so I think that's one of the things that's so great about movies, is that people get to tell these stories that we wouldn't otherwise know about, hear about, and also just pushing the art and seeing what creative things can be done in this medium. So, I'm still a big supporter of all this stuff. And, do we need awards to say, hey, you were the best and you guys weren't the best? Nah, it's all subjective, but, it's just a way to celebrate these fun things. All right. Oh, I guess on that note, I should say, Flaw won Best Animated Picture, which I am very happy about. I would have been equally as happy if The Wild Robot had won. Both fantastic movies that you should watch. But Flaw sort of comes at it from a different way, and it's not your stereotypical animated film. And Anora, holy crap, Anora won 5 of its 6 nominations. It's practically a sweep. And I saw this morning that Sean Baker is the first person to win 4 Oscars in the same year for the same movie: editing, directing, producing, and what am I forgetting? Writing. Original screenplay. So, damn, congratulations. And I have to say that he made The Florida Project, and the movie that my wife and I are helping to produce, has one of the stars of The Florida Project in our film, Unplugged, Valeria Cotto. And so we are very thrilled that Sean Baker and his films are getting a lot of recognition. All right, let's get into the words. We're starting with more scientific-y flavy words. We didn't have a flavy prefix, and I don't know if we have one in here. I don't think so. That's kind of interesting. So we are starting with flavivirus. Flavivirus. Flavivirus is a noun from 1974. Any of a family of single-stranded RNA viruses transmitted especially by ticks and mosquitoes, and including the causative agent of dengue, hepatitis C, hog cholera, St. Louis encephalitis, West Nile virus, and yellow fever. Wow, that was a lot of stuff. So are those all flaviviruses? Transmitted especially by ticks and including the causative agents. Okay, so the flavivirus has the agent inside of it that can cause all of those different things that I just read. The family name is Flaviviridae, or is it Flaviviridae? I think it's day. And especially the genus Flavivirus. It's the same word. We'll look at the etymology in a second, but I have to imagine that this this name comes from yellow fever because we saw that, what was it, flavus means yellow. But what's the actual etymology from the Latin flavus, which means yellow, we know that, plus virus. But it doesn't say, what's yellow in this situation. So yellow fever, that was the name of that one. So what happens in yellow fever? Do you get a fever and turn yellow? Is it as simple as that? All right, that's it for that word. Now we're going to go, we got to make a sound effect. Ooh, we're going to go, The next word is flavone. I want this to be an instrument. What instrument do you play in the band? I play the flavone. I just go, yum. Okay, this is a noun from 1897. It is a colorless crystalline aromatic ketone, C15H10O2, found in the leaves, stems, and seed capsules of many primroses. Also, there's more. Any of the derivatives of this ketone, many of which occur as yellow plant pigments in the form of glycosides and are used as dyestuffs. I still think this word is funny, dyestuffs. This stuff that you use to dye with. Yellow plant pigments, that's where we get the yellow from. Let's see, I don't know what a ketone is. I don't really know what any of this stuff is. So it's the flavone it's an aromatic ketone. And that's all you need to know when you take the test at the end of the dictionary. Next is flavonoid. This is a noun from 1947. Any of a group of oxygen-containing aromatic antioxidant compounds that includes many common pigments, and examples of those pigments are anthocyanins and also flavones, the one that we just talked about. They're aromatic antioxidant compounds, the flavonoids. The flavonoids are running around doing some noidy stuff. I don't know. I get these scientific-y things. I don't get them. I don't trust them. I don't pay attention to them. Yum. Next is flavanol or flavanol. You really, really do that long O sound. Flavanol. This is a noun from 1898. Any of various hydroxy derivatives of flavone. So you got the flavone, and then there are hydroxy derivatives, things that come from the flavone, I guess. Those are the flavanols. I don't know. Next is flavoprotein. Flavoprotein, or also flavoprotein, because I think we learned a little while back that some people like to say protein instead of just protein. This is a noun from 1934. A dehydrogenase that contains a flavin and often a metal and plays a major role in biological oxidations. What are those situations? I don't know. Something that is biological, a living thing, like me. It's being oxidated, and the flavoprotein is part of that. I don't know anything else. All right, now we're done with those sort of scientific-y words, and we're going to move on to, it's the word flavor. Flavor, flav. This is the first form. It's a noun from the 14th century. No, we got a number of definitions here for flavor. 1A is archaic. The synonyms are odor and fragrance. That's all about the nose, the smells, the things that are going into your nose. So they used to say, the flavor. I just ran into a flavor this morning in the car on my way to work. I was driving down the road, and all of a sudden, I smelt a flavor in my nose. It was not a flavor that I particularly enjoyed. It was the flavor of a skunk. We do have skunks here and there in my neighborhood, and it lasted for blocks and blocks. That flavor wafts all over the place. Yes, odor fragrance, okay, it's archaic. We're not using it that way. But we got more. 1B, the quality of something that affects the sense of taste. Well, we know that the sense of taste and the sense of smell are so very connected. I don't really know how it's like. If you smell something, then you kind of know what it tastes like. If you taste something, you kind of know what it smells like. If you hold your nose and you're not smelling it, your sense of taste of a thing is diminished. They go so hand in hand. So I wonder if people who have anosmia, who don't smell, can't smell, do they also have a lessened sense of taste? It would make sense. But yes, the flavor of a thing affects the sense of taste. 1C, the blend of taste and smell sensations evoked by a substance in the mouth. You're not putting it in your nose. You don't have taste receptors all up in there in the nose, but the little particles that are coming off of the thing that you're tasting, they come off and they go into the nose. But you're putting the substance in your mouth. And of course, The Substance is a very crazy movie that you probably shouldn't put in your mouth. The example sentence is the flavor of apples. The flavor of apples. You're putting the apples in your mouth, and this is the blend of the taste and the smell of the apple intermingling, intertwining in your mouth cavity. And then you're like, the flavor of apples is peppermint? Number 2, a substance that flavors. A substance that flavors. The example is artificial flavors. So this is a thing that has a flavor, and you want that flavor. You want that flavor, but the thing that you are eating doesn't have that flavor. So you put the two of them together, and it's a flavor. It's a flavoring. Maybe are we going to see that? Yeah, we're going to see that in a little bit. Number 3A, characteristic or predominant quality. The characteristic of a thing or a predominant quality of a thing, that is its flavor. The example is the ethnic flavor of a neighborhood. Maybe there's a whole lot of people from Latvia living in a neighborhood, so the flavor of that neighborhood is Latvian. Now, I don't know what the flavor of Latvians is. How do they taste? How do they smell? What's their culture like? I don't know. But it is the characteristic or predominant quality. What is my flavor? My flavor is hair, especially today. 3B, a distinctive, appealing, or enlivening quality, as in her performance adds flavor to the show. That show needed a little salt, so she came and she brought the salt. The distinctive, appealing, or enlivening quality. Yeah, when we say that show has flavor, she brought the flavor. She brought the flavor. We're not usually saying that it brings it down, it brings the quality down. No, it brings it up. We needed more flavor. We needed more something. And she brought that enlivening quality. It's very fun to have guests on this show because they bring another flavor, another personality, another distinctive quality to the show. I appreciate it. 4A, the synonym is the 3A definition for the word variety. Lots of new stuff. We need flavors, and varieties. Instead of a variety show, we should have a flavor show. Everybody, bring your flavor. What's your flavor? Singing and dancing. 4B, a property that distinguishes different types of elementary particles. Ooh. Examples of those particles would be quarks and neutrinos, but also any of the different types of particles that are distinguished by flavor. Okay, I feel like we gotta bring up a thing here about particles and flavors. We're looking up this because do particles have a flavor? Why are we using flavors? In particle physics, flavors refer to the different types of elementary particles like quarks and leptons, which are categorized by their distinctive properties such as mass and charge, even though they might otherwise share similar characteristics. Different flavors of particles. I don't know why we're using the word flavor exactly. What is this thing says? Can someone explain what the flavor of an elemental particle is? Flavor is just a way of saying particular type, probably used to help make a distinction because you have flavors of quarks that make up different types of particles. It's not a common synonym. Well, it seems common enough. Anyway, so yeah, we got, yes, lots of information. So when people are talking about particles, elementary particles, they will use flavors to talk about all the different types and styles. Maybe there's a smell particle and a taste particle, and those are all the flavor particles. Okay. Moving on to number 5. The synonym is the number 3 definition for the word version, as in flavors of software. Flavors of software. I guess I would have thought that to be different types of software that can do the same thing. Maybe different programs would be flavors. But no. They're saying that different versions of a software are the different flavors. I don't know. I guess maybe. I want to go to the ice cream store and get different flavors of ice cream, and they're just different versions of the same thing. Number 6, one that is in the center of public attention for a limited time. Ooh, this is used usually in phrases like flavor of the month. Oh yeah, that TikTok star, they're just the flavor of the month. Maybe even the week, or maybe just the day. I hope this podcast is never the flavor of the month. No, I don't want it to be the flavor of the month, because that means it just comes and goes and then it's done. This one will last forever. It will be the flavor of a lifetime. Hoo-hoo, the flavor of a lifetime. That's the tagline for this podcast. Let's see, anything else about that? Yeah, public attention for a limited time. You just get to be famous for a little bit. Flavored is an adjective. I'm feeling kind of chocolate flavored today. Well, how are you flavored? I'm flavored with chocolate. I guess we could talk about ice cream flavors and things, because that's one of those things that comes in so many different versions. Everybody's got an opinion about their favorite flavor. My default ice cream flavor is chocolate and peanut butter. My dad turned me on to that when I was a kid, and I never looked back. It's not like there's any ice cream that I don't like or won't eat. I just know what I like, and I like that, and I want it. So yeah, that's definitely a good one. You know, cookie dough ice cream appeared when I was young, and so that's my sweet tooth will always love a cookie dough, especially if it's got good chunks of cookie dough. I'll save them for the end, and I'll just eat the cookie dough. You can't stop me. What else? I feel like there's some other ones that I can't think of at the moment, but I'm not gonna hate on any flavors. I just don't choose them. I just don't choose them. I typically don't go for the fruity ones. I like them fine, but that's not my first choice. Yeah, chocolate's good. Chocolate is just, I mean, but vanilla's great too. You put them together, that's great. It's great. Okay, next is more versions of this word. Flavorful is an adjective. I need things to be flavorful. I don't know if my sense of taste is less than other people. I'm pretty sure my sense of smell is less than other people, so it would make sense that my sense of taste is as well. So I definitely love a lot of flavor. I like things to be flavorful. Flavorfully, that is an adverb. You can do something flavorfully with so much flavor and pizzazz. I'm dancing flavorfully. I don't know what that means. Flavorless. Blah. That's an adjective. Don't like the flavorless things. Flavorsome. That is an adjective. Shall we talk about where this word came from? Because I don't know if I know this. Let's see. It is from, what are we going down to? All the way down to flatus. That's Latin. That means breath or act of blowing. And of course, in the previous episode, we had flatus, which is the same Latin word. So flatus also means act of breaking wind. So in this context, for flavor, we're talking about breath, something coming out of an orifice, a gas coming out of an orifice. Whether it's this one or whether it's that one doesn't matter, I guess. There's more at the word flatulent. I would not have guessed that flavor comes from the action of gas expelling from a hole, but I mean, I guess it sort of makes sense because you're dealing with the mouth and that's where you're tasting things, but I don't know. It seems like I would have thought there was something else. Oh, well, sorry. But now we're going to move on, and I'm going to go, oh, it tastes so good. That's a weird sound effect. Now we have the second form of flavor, which is a transitive verb from 1542. This is to give or add flavor to. Flavor up my food. I want the flavor. I want the salt. I want the spiciness sometimes. I want the garlic. I want all the flavors. Just put all of the flavors together in a ball and put that ball on the thing. And I don't know what that means exactly, but that is what I want my food to be. Flavor it up. Yum. Now we have flavoring. Here's flavoring. I predicted it was coming. Noun from 1845, and guess what? The synonym is the number 2 definition for the word flavor, which said a substance that flavors. It's a flavoring. What are your favorite flavorings? Feel free to let me know. Yum. Flavorist. Noun from 1964. Pretty sure we had flavorists before that, but I don't think they were called flavorists. This is a specialist in the creation of artificial flavors. I don't know how I feel about creating these artificial things. What are you using to make these flavors? Are you using chemicals? What are these chemicals? Where do these chemicals come from? Are they safe? I mean, even natural flavors I question because, it could come from castoreum, which is the gland near the beaver butt, and I don't particularly want that flavor in my stuff, that thing to create a flavor. So natural flavors, I think, are even a little weird. And artificial flavors, why artificial? I don't know how much I can support that. How do they make those little candies taste like the thing that it's supposed to be? They don't put real banana in that thing. Flavorist. It's an interesting job, a flavorist. Yum. Now we have flavor again, but this one has the U somewhere in there. There's a U because this is chiefly the chiefly British variation of flavor with no U. Yum. Now we have the last word. We have two forms, and this form is for the word flaw, F-L-A-W. It's a noun from 1513. Number 1, a sudden brief burst of wind. What? Also, a spell of stormy weather. It's a flaw. So are they using this on a boat? That's what I think of. The etymology is going to give us a little bit more information. A flaw. Okay. Number 2 is obsolete, and it is an outburst, especially of passion. Ooh, this is strange to me. An outburst of passion is a flaw, and it is also a sudden burst of wind. Well, I mean, come on. Hey, you immature adults and you children, I think we now need to use the word flaw for fart as well. I just had a flaw. Where did that flaw come from? Okay, hey, I'm no apologies. I'm an immature adult. So we got to look at the etymology. It's of Scandinavian origin, akin to the Norwegian flaga, which means gust or squall. Squall, gust, flaw? Interesting. So I guess it's maybe when you're talking about when you're on a boat and all of a sudden some stormy weather comes out. It's a gust, it's a squall, it's a flaw. I don't really know how we got to flaw. I mean, it doesn't say what the Scandinavian original word is. Maybe it was flaw. I don't know, but yeah, it's a sudden burst, a brief burst of wind or a storm or passion or gas. All right, one more. Yum, 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 yum. We have the second form of flaw, noun from 1586. Number 1A, a defect in physical structure or form. Physical structure or form, it's a defect. Let's see. I would love to find something in here that has a flaw. Sometimes there are farmers or produce people that will sell things that have flaws for real cheap, because people don't like their produce to have flaws, to look sort of weird and funny, maybe have little blemishes, but they're perfectly fine as long as they haven't gone bad. There's no mold. It's fine. It's fine. There's what was the name of that? It's like a defective produce. There's at least one organization that I'm aware of, and I'm sure there's a ton of them all over the country and all over the world. They're selling flawed produce because it has a physical defect. Yeah. Do I have any physical defects? Nope. I'm perfect in every way, just like Mary Poppins. We have an example. A diamond with a flaw. Well, I guess that's going to be a cheap diamond. That diamond's got a flaw in it. It's not perfect. No, we must have things so perfect. We don't accept any flaws here. 1B. An imperfection or weakness, and especially one that detracts from the whole or hinders effectiveness. Well, that's a problem when it hinders the effectiveness. The example is vanity was the flaw in his character. He was so vain. He's so vain. He probably thinks this song is about him. That is a flaw according to this sentence. Does it stop his effectiveness though? Might make him more effective. Possibly. We also have a flaw in the book's plot. The book's plot had a flaw, and now the plot doesn't really work so well. So yes, that one definitely is hindering the effectiveness of the plot. But I don't know if I agree with vanity was the flaw in his character. Oh, detracts from the whole. Okay, that's the other part of this definition. That's the important part. for this one. His vanity, because he was so vain, that detracted from how much people liked him, or maybe how attractive they thought he was. They're like, well, he's really great in a lot of ways, but he's so vain, he's so high on himself that we're taking him from a 10 to a 9. That's now detracting us from how much we like him. Okay, now we have number 2. This is obsolete. The synonym is fragment. A fragment of a thing is a flaw. This is obsolete, so I guess we can't use it that way anymore. Flawed is an adjective. We are all flawed. Some of us more than others. I know I'm flawed. Flawless is an adjective. Wasn't there a movie called Flawless? I think, was this the one with Robert De Niro? Not a lot of people saw that one. And Philip Seymour Hoffman, I think. Flawlessly is an adverb. Spencer is doing this podcast flawlessly. He never makes any mistakes. He's perfect. And flawlessness is a noun. All right. We now have to pick a friggin' word of the episode. Yep, what was that I said? He makes no mistakes ever? Nope, never. Not one mistake in his whole life. Today we had flavivirus, flavone, flavonoid, flavanol, flavoprotein, flavor, flavoring, flavorist, flavor, flaw, and flaw. I think I shall pick flavor as the word of the episode. Getting some ice cream. What flavor am I gonna pick? I'm gonna pick the one that's right in front of my face. It's chocolate and peanut butter flavor. It's the flavor that I wanna eat today. I'm just pushing the fun. And another way that I'm gonna push the fun on you is talking about another movie that I watched. I watched Wolves. You have to say it that way because it's not wolves, because it's about 2 people who are lone wolves and they are forced to work together, so they are wolves. Wolves. It was fun. It was a fun movie. I recommend it, especially if you like George Clooney and Brad Pitt and this other guy who is a very interesting character. There was a very fun scene with him running around in his underwear. All right, that's it for this episode, this flavor of this podcast. Until next time, this is Spencer dispensing information. Goodbye.